nice to have a few familiar faces, so happy to be here. Kern Transportation Foundation is a nonprofit organization here in Kern County that promotes and is an educational or nonprofit organization to tell people about infrastructure, to tell people about transportation and our needs. So I'm happy to be here. I was deadly sick 2 nights ago. So I probably look better than I feel right now, and and being that I didn't have as much time, all these different blue colors, they never match, and so you're going to see different kinds of blue colors all the place. So here we go.
No. And just hit the start.
Oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
make it there.
Should we hear when we try that?
Try the one more.
Sometimes you
Did
do.
I hit this stopper or something? Ta-da! Technology.
That should be working.
Well, we could always use the.
Yeah.
I did that.
Well, I can always use the button. I can tell you when to dance.
Okay, sure, yeah, that's,
And I'll just use the arrow.
yeah, the laser one.
Right.
I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, thank you.
Okay, so you go ahead and dance. So most of this information we're going to have today is from the American Society of Civil Engineers. Established in 1880, the world-renowned, respected organization for civil engineering. 140,000 engineers throughout the world. And over the last few years, we've been doing this infrastructure report card to tell people about our infrastructure and the evaluation of our infrastructure from the basis of engineers who practice, have these projects on our desk every day. So again, we have infrastructure report card. The Kern County report card, first time it was written for 2009, it's supposed to be updated this year. California 2006, and it's going to be updated later on this month. I'm excited to see that coming out. And the most recent for overall America was 2009. You don't like my little Roadrunner and Coyote stuff. So as you can see, this is the national report card, and you know the comment is, gee, if my kid brought home a report card like that, I'd be very upset. You can see our overall grade point average is D, and over the next 5 years, we need to spend $2.2 trillion to bring this up to a good level. It doesn't mean it's a level, it means that it's a level that's really operational for us. And actually, again, this was written, this is a 2009, and so this is 2 years by, and we haven't spent that money, so that means we're just getting further and further behind. So these are some of the reasons why we talk about infrastructure. This is the I-35 Indianapolis bridge collapse. We have Katrina. Most recently, we have Midwest flooding. These are all related, you know, obviously all infrastructure issues, and these show the magnitude of problems we can have if we don't have our infrastructure to be level to where we need to be. But this is really what infrastructure means to me. It's just not all the bridges and roads and highways. To me, it's the people it affects. And again, the people that saw that bridge fall down, I had family and friends going under this type of duress. You know, even the guys that were in the Midwest. It's a infrastructure, it's nuts and bolts, it's money, but to me it's people. This is the Kern County, the California report card. As you can see, the grades aren't all that good here. You can see the levees and flood is F, that's primarily through the Sacramento Delta, and I'll be talking a little bit about that as well. But as you can see, all these grades are very poor, and you can see Coyote's not very happy. Go ahead. This is the Kern County report card, and as you'll see in all of these, the main reason why our infrastructure isn't doing very well and the reason why we're getting these low grades is because we have continued economic growth and continued population growth. And obviously we're not keeping up with that, you know, and it's basically an investment that we're making. And without without that investment, then we're gonna have more trouble accommodating our population. It's a health, safety, and welfare problem, as you can see by the damage. And also, eventually, it's going to impair our economic ability to compete regionally as well as worldwide. And the other issue is maintenance. We build our structures and then we don't spend our money to keep the infrastructure maintained, then you run into problems. I mean, you put a pipe in the ground, it doesn't last all along, or if you build roads, you've seen potholes, so these systems have to be maintained. Okay, so these are the categories that we talked about in our Kern County report card. So I'm going to talk about mostly about these ones in white, some to a greater extent than others. These are a couple other little waste subjects that were addressed, but I'm not really going to touch on those. You start with the air quality, because this air quality and energy are one of the basic things that tie into all of our infrastructure, as well as specifically transportation. So when we talk about air quality, there's two issues. There's priority pollutants, ozone, PM, nitrous oxides are the ones that are really important. And when you see the nightly news and they say, hey, this is the air quality that we have, they're talking about these numbers. And also when they talk about wood burning, they tell you don't burn wood in your fireplace. That is because of the PM10, or the PM10, PM2.5. That's a very critical value for our area. So when they say don't burn, don't burn. Greenhouse gases, they're sort of the other side of the air issue. Carbon dioxide is one of the big components. And again, it's, you can relate that to a climate change issue. Go ahead. So this is one of the things we have different attainment levels, and the NOx, nitrous oxide, and ozone, when they get in the atmosphere, there's a chemical reaction that goes on. Maybe you could tell me more about this, but anyway, this is my perception. And so we have attainment levels we're supposed to achieve. And so the problem is that we have more sources than we're able to meet for our attainment. So, we have stationary sources, off-road, on-road, heavy-duty trucks, passenger vehicles. I don't know if you've noticed your auto registration fee has gone up recently. That's because of the fee that they put on the Central Valley people because of a non-attainment issue. So as you can see your point. Okay, now going back to greenhouse gas reductions, California has the greenhouse gas reductions. And this one was back, I did this, I think, back when we only had it 20%. But the idea was to bring it back to 1990 levels, and the law changed, and some of these haven't been updated. So they've changed it from a 20% reduction to a 33% reduction by 2020. So this is, if we don't do anything, it's going to continue like that, and then again, that's the target. This is something that when I sort of think of that whole idea, what I think about is that if you look worldwide, this is what California contributes, this is the United States in general, this is China in their group, and this is all the rest of the world. So the problem you have is that no matter what we do here in California, it's really not going to affect what we're going to happen for CO2 for worldwide projections unless something's done up in this area. So when we talk about energy, obviously you know that energy is a big producer, very important for our area. We produce like 2/3 of the California's oil and gas. We refine only about 5%. I mean, to me, that means all those jobs are going out of Kern County. The electrical systems are being upgraded to handle new capacity, and that's especially important for our wind and solar energy going on the east side of the campus. So part of what's going on, again, going back to the California Renewable Portfolio Standard, this is for public utilities, and they have to meet a 33% renewable energy source by 2020. So this right now, I got these numbers off the website today, and that's how these guys are doing right now. So we have another